You have heard the Bible teaches hell. But what if the Old Testament never uses a word that means eternal conscious torment? What ancient Israel actually believed about death would shock most Christians today. Hell appears dozens of times in your English Bible, but the Hebrew word behind most of those is Sheol. And here is the uncomfortable truth. Sheol didn't mean fire. It didn't mean torment. It didn't even mean punishment. Standard Hebrew lexicons, BDB, Halot, Jacinius, all translate Sheol the same way. The pit, the grave, the underworld of the dead, a physical place in ancient Israelite cosmology where every human went at death. And here is the part most pastors don't tell you. Righteous believers went there too. Every patriarch, every prophet, every king, all of them descended to Sheol when they died. So what actually is Sheol? Stay with me, this changes how you read the Old Testament on death. 1. Sheol is the pit, a place, not a punishment. The Hebrew root is likely to hollow out or to be sunken. Every lexicon agrees Sheol is a physical space in the ancient Israelite cosmos, the underworld where the dead descend. Genesis 37:35. Jacob is mourning his son Joseph. He says, I will go down to Sheol to my son mourning, not to hell for punishment, to the grave to be with his dead son. Numbers 16:30-33. When Korah rebels against Moses, the earth opens and swallows him and his followers, alive down to Sheol. Not fire from below. The ground itself opens as a pit, a place of the dead, not a torture chamber. Sheol is a location where all the dead go. 2. Everyone in ancient Israel went to Sheol, righteous and wicked alike. This is the part that breaks modern hell doctrine. Ancient Israelites did not believe in a separate destination for the righteous. 1 Kings 2:6, King David, a man after God's own heart. He tells Solomon to bring Joab's gray hair down to Sheol. David himself in Psalm 16:10 says, You will not abandon my soul to Sheol. He expects to go there and expects God to rescue him from it. Every patriarch, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, David, Elijah, all of them, according to the Hebrew Bible, went down to Sheol when they died. If this is reframing how you read the Old Testament on death, don't just watch, respond. Like this video so more people can hear this. Comment, grave, not hell, so I know you're with me. And share this with someone who's been taught only one view of what happens after death. If you want more Hebrew word studies that reframe how you read Scripture, subscribe to Rightly Divided. Now, let's go deeper into what Sheol actually looked like. 3. Sheol is silent and inactive, not tormenting fire. Every description of Sheol in the Old Testament emphasizes stillness. Not screaming, not fire, silence. Psalm 6:5. In Sheol, who will give you praise? No praise, no consciousness the psalmist knows about. Ecclesiastes 9:5-10. The dead know nothing. There is no work or thought or knowledge or wisdom in Sheol. Job Best 3:13-19. There the wicked cease from troubling, there the weary are at rest. Not eternal torment, a place of stillness where all human activity has ended. 4. So how did we get from Sheol to hell? The Septuagint, the 3rd century BC Greek translation of the Old Testament, rendered Sheol as Hades. And Hades was the name of the Greek underworld. Rivers of fire, judgment of the dead, Cerberus at the gate. Then Jerome's Latin Vulgate rendered Hades as infernus, the lower place, which is where English inferno comes from. Then Dante's Divine Comedy in the 14th century painted 9 circles of torment, iconic fire imagery, specific punishments for specific sins. That's where most of medieval Christianity's hell pictures came from Dante, not from the Hebrew Bible. 5. The New Testament uses 4 different Greek words that English collapses into hell. Hades, the Septuagint's word for Sheol, the general realm of the dead. Gehenna, a specific Jerusalem valley used as a garbage-burning dump, used metaphorically for judgment. Tartaros, used exactly once in 2 Peter 2:4, borrowed from Greek mythology for the fate of fallen angels. Abyssos, the abyss, used in Revelation and Luke, sometimes paired with imprisonment imagery. Only Gehenna carries fire imagery. Only Gehenna is a specific place Jesus uses in his teaching. English hell collapses all four, losing every distinction the Greek made. This is a translation problem, not a theology problem. So here is what this changes. When your Old Testament says hell, the Hebrew usually meant Sheol, the pit, the grave, the realm of the dead. Not fire, not eternal torment, not a place only for the wicked. Righteous patriarchs went there. Silent, inactive, a place of waiting. But, this is important, the Christian doctrine of final judgment rests on New Testament texts, not on Sheol. This video engages the Hebrew word only. It does not adjudicate final judgment. Careful Christian scholars across three traditions, eternal conscious torment, annihilationism, Christian universalism, all engage the same evidence and reach different conclusions. The lexical question and the doctrinal question are separate. If this reframed how you read the Old Testament on death, don't just scroll past. Like this video so more people can hear it. Comment grave, not hell, so I know it landed. Share this with someone who's been taught only one view of the afterlife. If you want more Hebrew and Greek word studies, subscribe to Rightly Divided and grow deeper in the Word. The Word is worth the work.